Avi Meyers, Northtown Neighborhood News Magazine, a presentation of Sonny Hirsch and myself. Dial us up on the web at www.ntnm.org. All the shows are on YouTube. Come check us out. Community policing, we're real big on that. There's going to be some major changes. We have a brand new police superintendent. Community policing meetings, and by the way, we volunteer in the 24th District. We're really big in community policing to be as involved as possible. Even more so, you'll find willing participants and victims here for that. And we were, the pilot project for community policing way back when, and it's real popular and it works here. So, and as a matter of fact, the cutbacks, hey, we're all for pushing things up. Even though with my high-priced salary being cut in half from 0 to 0, although that does work out mathematically, whatever. All the meetings in West Rogers Park right now for the 2410 sector are on the second Thursday of the month. 2411, which is Howard to Pratt, Casita Ridge, meets at 5 o'clock on the second Thursday. 2412, which I chair, Devon to Pratt, Casita Ridge, meets at 6 o'clock. And 2413, the South sector, which Sonny Hirsch chairs, is 7 to 8 at 7 o'clock. And I like that 6 o'clock time because tomorrow, as an example, I can get home in time for the Bulls game. So that'll work out very nicely for me. In any event, it is a pleasure to have one of our most frequent and popular guests, somebody who's actually hit the top 25, which out of like close to 500 shows is awfully good in terms of viewership. And that is the Hospice Chaplain of the Midwest Palliative, and of course, yes, the Midwest Palliative and Hospice Care Center, Rabbi Pinchas Eisenbach. How you doing?
Thank you.
And so what do you got for us today?
Today I would like to speak about the living will, because many people are afraid to talk about what in case something happens to me, what should I do, what shouldn't I do?
Yeah.
And many times people come, the 11th hour to find out the wishes of the person, and they don't know if they're coming or going, what should I do, what shouldn't I do? So they go to the doctor, go to the rabbi, and they're wishy-washy. So what I want to explain to people that whether you're Jewish or whether you're not Jewish, there are two types of living wills. There's one called the 5 wishes, which I like because you can add, you can subtract, you can talk to your doctor, you can talk to your clergy, and if your family members want something else, you can put it in case when you cannot talk no more, and you don't have the capability of make any decisions. You have a proxy, someone that you can trust, which is very important. And it's not your doctor, or if you have a rabbi or have a clergy, make sure that he's going to listen to you. Not only going to listen to you, do what you would like to be done for yourself. And this is why the 5 wishes tells you what to do. And then we also have the halachic living will. Halachic in Hebrew means the Jewish law. You can choose your rabbi, but I would prefer to tell people to read it before you talk to anyone. And the most important is to talk to family members and include the doctor and the nurses. And once you write down, for example, I will never forget that one time I came late in the synagogue. They call me sometimes the late rabbi because people talk to me right before and after. And was right on right
Not
on
during?
Not during too. And of course. And I had 2 Jewish people, one real religious and one was not religious at all, and they were fighting, what should we do with our father? And so I took him out of the synagogue. I said, so the rabbi sent them to me, my luck, and he said, I took a room. I said, tell me what's going on. Well, I know it's Friday, it's Shabbat, but my father is very sick, and the doctor told us that in a few days we should put him on a ventilator, and he didn't say anything to us. He speaks Yiddish and he speaks Hungarian. What do I do? What I don't do? And so I told him, I'll tell you what, do me a favor, both of you are so hot, you're fighting. If it's not an emergency today, you can wait another day. Call me Saturday night, we'll have another meeting on Sunday. But I said, before you do it, look in the house. If there's any wishes or anything written, some people, the old-fashioned people, put it in under the bed or hide it in the frigidaire, or they put it in the safe deposit. Look around. So they looked at me, I must have come from Mars or Jupiter. Okay, the rabbi said, so what, Come Saturday night, the son calls me up. He says, guess what? We got a call from the landlord that water is dripping down, and my father was very private and he didn't trust anyone. He changed all the locks. So we had to come to the apartment. He had a refrigerator which was open and was not frost-free, and all the water melted down, came down.
No.
And so they thought it was a leak. Thank God it was not a leak, but he said, you told me I should look in the refrigerator, and a strange thing happened. I saw a jar with paper in it. I said, the Rabbi said something, maybe. Took out the jar, and it says in Yiddish, if I'm krank, will er sich nicht mutschen, which means, if I'm sick, please do not torture me. I don't want to linger, and this is my wishes.
Yeah.
What happened was that they asked me, what do I do heroic measures or not? So I said, your father made the decisions, and believe it or not, the person lived without a ventilator for another 2 months, but he got oxygen, he got antibiotics, and they were able to be more friendly. The brother became more friendly than ever, because even the other brother was not religious. Then they started to talk. He says, boy, why didn't I look the 5 wishes of the Jewish law, talk to my rabbi, talk to the doctor? And that's very important, not only in the hospice, in every family dynamics. Find out the wishes. If they don't want to write, because especially Jewish people or Italian are afraid to write everything, they'll do everything, when the person cannot talk no more, or the person is in a coma. So it's very important that, you can get these 5 wishes. We have it, from the Midwest, and you can do it with your family, with your clergy, and it's so important that you make sure that if you don't like something, or if there's something you don't understand, ask us. Because nothing is engraved in gold, and you can change. Even in the Jewish law. One time I gave someone the halachic living will. He said, I have to think about it. And then all of a sudden he made his own will. So me and his rabbi and him spent 3 hours. And the rabbi said, boy, 3 hours, isn't it too much? Believe it or not, 4 months later he had a heart attack, and they asked us what to do. I said, what did you write down?
Beautiful.
And this is why it's so important when you talk to people, religious or not, find out the wishes of the person, which will be helpful to the whole family and to the doctors and to the hospital and to every one of us.
Oh, that sounds terrific. And, once again, you enlighten us every time you're here. Matter of fact, I've never read that stuff.
Yeah,
You've got extra copies. I'll check them out. Sure.
Right.
Great. Anyway, I want to thank very much Rabbi Pinchas Eisenbach of the Midwest Hospice and Palliative and Hospice Care Center.
Yes.
And if people want to, now you take care of all kinds of different people. It's not, even though you've got a specifically Jewish place, you take care of just everybody throughout the community.
Everybody.
If people want to call?
847-467-7423.
Rabbi Pinchas Eisenbach, Midwest Palliative and Hospice Care Center, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. God bless you. Have a good day.
You too.